It's Morgan Osbourn, and this is my production techniques video log. In this, I started out the track with some slow pads and arpeggiators before it leads into the main flowing section with a bit more rhythm to it. Anyway, during this, I faded it in with a low pass filter to kind of bring in, makes it seem a bit more spacious, like it's coming out of coming out of a space into the open. So I automated that in with a S-curve line, just so it's a bit more smooth. But yeah, during this I used the touch feature in Logic to control Alchemy's performance pad, which flows throughout the song. Yeah, so this kind of added a interesting kind of evolving element to the arpeggiators in this, and really made it like come out of its shell, just made it sound a lot more spacious and interesting. For the bass, I decided to go with a volume fade in rather than frequency fade in, because I just thought it sounded better for what it was. And yeah, I did that, but I faded it in with volume again and out, kind of in a crossfade fashion, while the one bass leaves and the other forms. The reason it does that is because this one has a low-fo on that I like the sound of in 5/4, which fits in with the rhythm of the beat, or rhythm of the song. So yeah, I also used this touch technique with the synthesizers on cutoff within some of the tracks, so I could add a kind of human touch to it rather than just standard writing, penciling it in. So yeah, that kind of just makes the song a lot more progressive and flowing. I did the same kind of thing for some of the arpeggiated synthesizers on here. Added a bit of vibrato to this, which decreases throughout time, which just kind of adds an interesting sonic element to the song. Again, it's something that changes, something you'll notice in this long kind of, some people might say samey, but you've just got to listen to it, song. But anyways, the only real thing, sorry, I'm going to go into my mix window and show you what I've done to this track. So first off, I've put a few EQs on this track, just to kind of, make these things stand out. So, for example, I've got this on the kick. This is a sub kick, so I kind of emphasise the kind of 50 hertz to 200 hertz range. Although this is just because of the key notes this kind of plays. This gives it a bit more of a punch. But yeah, I've done that to a lot of tracks, just kind of emphasise their key points while taking out a few of the ones that were invading other track spaces. As well as this, I've used a few reverbs to add a bit of space to tracks, make them flow together as a whole a lot better, and make it a lot more spacey and ambient, which is the aim of this track. But I also put a few compressors on some, such as the kick. I used a FET because they're very punchy and perfect for kicks, I think. I tweaked the ratio and threshold, everything there to make it fit to its needs, which was just to make a more punchy, in-your-face bass in this song, which hits on the offbeat. I put, what did I put here? Yeah, I put a tremolo on this last. This was just a snare cymbal reversed sample, and I put a tremolo on there, which gradually builds up over time to kind of really add to the crescendo of the song. Yeah, that's more or less what I've done here. I'm going to move on to my master of my second song, Lucidity, here, because yeah, I more or less use the same techniques within the Lucidity song, so I'll skip past that to save a bit of time. So in here you can see I've got all my master tracks, and I've not done much in the way of automation as it didn't need it. The mix was good enough not to need it. However, I did put the end of luminescence in here so that the two tracks would flow together nicely, as I want them to kind of be part of one big kind of symphony, if you will. So yeah, I've just done a few volume tweaks throughout the song, to make it sound good, make it sound nice. But one of the main things I did in this one was I spliced a lot of the lead synth, which I created this using a combination of 3 different synthesizers within Logic, the Retro Synth, Alchemy, and I believe, hold on, I'll get the name of it up, EFM1. It's a combination of those, within this piece to create this kind of lead synth. So yeah, after I did that, like I said, I spliced it to kind of give it a glitchy kind of sound. I wanted that all, as if you're just pressing play again on the old samplers or whatnot. No crossfading, because that's not how I wanted it to sound. I didn't want that nice clean cut flow. I wanted that nice edgy, click, which actually led to some very happy things. Throughout this song, I did automate a few panning changes in, as these points were where it kind of glitched, came off the end of one of the notes, and would make a nice metallic kind of twang sound, which I just utilized and put into both the speakers to add some stereo range and width to the track, which was already being fulfilled actually, as I'll show you here, by these little what I call the glitch pan beats. In the mix I had these and panned them left, right, centre, all over the place throughout the track, which I thought sounded amazing, or think sounds amazing. Yeah, again, I used the Alchemy performance feature to create the glitchy sounds, and much like the other track, so refer to that to see how I did that. So yeah, for the master, what I did to this track, again, used a lot of EQs, just again to iron out what sounds good and bad, make it all fit together well, and a couple more compressors just to add a bit of tone to some of the instruments, like this classic VCA kind of gave it a nice kind of crisp sound. It was great for these little glitchy beats. It just sounded lovely. Yeah, I also put an exciter on the lead to give it a bit more of a punch in the kind of 1K region, which sounded nice. It gave it a bit more of a metallic sound, which is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, in terms of mastering, I just put an EQ with a low cut so that there'll be no kind of subtones in any high-end speakers, with a lot of sub. Didn't want that rumble underneath any of them. I did the same on the other one. And again, I did the same. I put a limiter with no gain and a minus 0.2 dB reduction on the output, so that it wouldn't clip at all, with obviously true peak detection on. From there, I made this loudness meter and mixed it so that it would have a average, oh, my mistake, an average integrated LUFS is -16, which is the iTunes standard. So yeah, I did the same mastering techniques on the other track, but I don't have time to show you. That's been my production video log for production techniques. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy.